Imagine tucking your child into bed, only to wake up and find them gone without a trace. That's exactly what happened to one family in Louisiana when 10-year-old Peyton vanished overnight. For over 24 hours, search teams combed the woods, while a mysterious piece of evidence on a trail camera turned the search into a race against time. How did she disappear? And where was she found? Stay tuned to discover the chilling details behind Peyton's incredible rescue. But hey, before we dive into the story, do yourself a favor and pause the video right now. Go hit that like button and let's see if we can make this video reach 1,000 likes. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to your favorite story channel. Also, make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and weirdest stories. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming your way. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we take you on an unforgettable ride. Don't forget to engage with us in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Peyton Santignan, a 10-year-old girl from Louisiana, was the kind of child who lived for the quiet moments of her small-town life. Like many kids her age, she adored playing outside, often exploring the woods near her family's home in Webster Parish. She lived a happy life, filled with the typical joys and challenges of a young girl. But on Saturday night, September 14th, that familiar world was turned upside down when Peyton disappeared without a trace, leaving her family and the entire community desperate for answers. It all started like any other night. Peyton was preparing for bed in her favorite blue frozen pajamas, the kind that reminded her of the magical world she loved to escape into. Her mother, Sarah, kissed her goodnight as she tucked her in, expecting her daughter would soon drift off to sleep, just like she had done countless times before. But something strange happened that night, something no one could have predicted. The next morning, when Sarah went to check on Peyton, her bed was empty. Panic immediately set in. She raced through the house, calling her daughter's name, but there was no answer. Peyton's father, John, joined in the search, their voices echoing through the quiet home. As the minutes ticked by, a cold realization set in. Peyton wasn't inside. She was gone. The Webster Parish Sheriff's Office was contacted immediately, and officers were dispatched to the scene. Within hours, a massive search was launched, with law enforcement, local fire departments, wildlife experts, and even members of the Webster Parish School Board joining forces to locate the missing girl. Volunteers from the surrounding areas poured in, ready to help however they could. Peyton had been last seen wearing her blue pajamas and no shoes, making the situation even more alarming. She wasn't prepared for the wilderness. Sheriff Jason Parker, who led the search, addressed the public in a heartfelt plea. "This is every parent's worst nightmare," he said, "but we are doing everything in our power to find her and bring her home safely." The search teams combed through the dense woods surrounding the Santignan home, their efforts relentless as the day stretched on. Despite their determination, the hours dragged by with no sign of Peyton. As nightfall approached, the mood in the community grew somber. The search became a race against time. "We knew the woods would be a challenge," Sheriff Parker later explained. "The terrain is thick and the nights are cold. We couldn't afford to waste a second." It was at that critical moment when technology came into play. The sheriff's office enlisted the help of thermal imaging-equipped drones from Drone Management Services, a company based in Arkansas. The team, led by drone operators Josh Klober, Matt Ramos, and Micah Carter, had crossed state lines to lend their expertise in the search for Peyton. We've used these drones in other rescue missions, and they've proven to be invaluable, said Klober. The thermal imaging can detect body heat even in the densest woods, where it's almost impossible for people on the ground to see. The drones were deployed as soon as they arrived, but Sheriff Parker warned volunteers to stay clear of the woods temporarily, so the drones wouldn't pick up false readings from other body heat sources. Every second was crucial. As the drones scanned the forest, hope flickered among the search teams. Then, finally, around 11 p.m. on Sunday night, more than 24 hours since Peyton had gone missing, a breakthrough. The thermal imaging picked up something. A small figure curled up on the forest floor, just 300 yards from where a trail camera had captured an image of her earlier that morning. She was approximately 1.5 miles from her home. Klober recalls the tense moment they located her. We saw the shape of a little body, and for a second, everything froze. We all just held our breath. She wasn't moving, and we were terrified that something was wrong.
Then she awakens.
She's awake, yeah, it was pretty emotional for everybody.
The team watched through the drone's camera feed as rescuers approached the location. As they drew closer, their flashlights illuminated a small, familiar figure. Peyton. She was asleep, curled up on the ground, her blue pajamas now dirty and one shoe missing. She looked peaceful, completely unaware of the massive search effort that had been underway to find her. Sheriff Parker's voice broke the tense silence when he confirmed the news. We found her. She's safe. The relief that swept over the search teams was palpable. Peyton had been located, and she was alive. When the rescuers gently woke her, she was groggy but unharmed, save for some mosquito bites. She was immediately examined by EMS personnel, who confirmed that she was in remarkably good condition given her ordeal. After a quick assessment, Peyton was escorted back to her anxious family, who had been waiting at the command post with bated breath. She was hungry, tired, and a little confused, but she was okay, Sheriff Parker reported. It's truly a miracle. But how had this young girl ended up deep in the woods, miles from home, in the middle of the night? As the investigation unfolded, a key detail emerged that provided insight into Peyton's disappearance. Peyton had a history of sleepwalking. Though her family was aware of this condition, she had never ventured so far before. It was later confirmed by her parents that she'd sleepwalked into the woods that night, likely without any awareness of where she was going. In an interview with Good Morning America, Sheriff Parker explained, Peyton's family said she's had episodes of sleepwalking in the past, but nothing to this extreme. This time, she walked far into the woods, which made the search especially challenging. Sleepwalking, or somnambulism, is a condition that causes people to perform activities while still asleep. It can include anything from sitting up in bed to walking around, and in rare cases, it can lead to situations as dangerous as Peyton's. Though sleepwalking often runs in families, the exact causes are still not fully understood. For Peyton, the woods near her home had always been a place of adventure. But on that fateful night, they became a maze she wandered through in a state of unconsciousness. The dense forest, and the fact that she wasn't dressed for the outdoors added to the risk. But remarkably, despite the dangers, she survived the night unscathed. The discovery of Peyton was nothing short of miraculous, and it wouldn't have been possible without the coordination and dedication of everyone involved in the search. From the law enforcement officers to the hundreds of volunteers who combed the area, everyone played a crucial role in bringing Peyton home. We had the DeSoto Parish helicopter in the air, and when it was time, The drone team really came through for us, Sheriff Parker said. It was a collective effort. Law enforcement, wildlife experts, volunteers, and the entire community. We can't thank everyone enough. The community of Webster Parish was overjoyed by the news of Peyton's safe return. Residents gathered to celebrate, and prayers of thanks were offered for her miraculous survival. For Peyton's parents, it was a moment of indescribable relief. The nightmare was over, and their daughter was back in their arms. In the days that followed, Peyton's family reflected on the events that had unfolded. "We're just so grateful," her mother Sarah told reporters. "It's hard to explain how scared we were. But now, we're focused on making sure she's okay, and we're just thankful she's back with us." As the dust settled on the incident, attention turned to preventing something like this from happening again. The family planned to consult with medical professionals about Peyton's sleepwalking, while the community looked into ways to increase safety measures for situations like this. For the drone team, it was another mission accomplished. "We're just happy we could help," Klober said humbly. "When you see a little girl like Peyton reunited with her family, that's what it's all about." In many ways, Peyton's story is a testament to the power of community, technology, and faith. It's a reminder that even in the most harrowing situations, miracles can happen, and a missing child can find their way back home. But perhaps most importantly, Peyton's story serves as a cautionary tale. While sleepwalking may seem harmless in most cases, it can sometimes lead to dangerous situations. Peyton's parents now have a new understanding of the condition and are taking steps to keep their daughter safe in the future. As for Peyton, she's just happy to be home. When asked about her experience, she shyly responded, "I'm just glad they found me. I didn't even know I was lost." Her innocent words reflect the simplicity of childhood, but her story will remain with the community of Webster Parish for years to come. It's a story of hope, resilience, and the unyielding bond of family, all set against the backdrop of a nightmarish 24 hours that no one will soon forget. Peyton's tale could have ended in tragedy, but thanks to the tireless efforts of those who searched for her, it became a story of survival, one that will be told and retold as a symbol of the strength of human kindness and determination. And as Peyton curls up safely in her bed each night, her parents will hold her a little tighter, forever grateful for the day they got their miracle.